Woo! It's about time with Rashawn's About Time Boxing, aka Mr. Trill 100 Mil. What's up to my About Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mil gang? Thank you to everybody that has subscribed to the channel, who has been taking out the time to uh, to watch the videos, like the videos, and leave the comments. I appreciate all you guys. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and pass the word about Rashawn's About Time Boxing family. Join in, become part of the About Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mil gang. Um, Jermall Charlo and David Benevidez. Now, Ronnie Shields has been doing some interviews, man, but I disagree strongly with you, Ronnie Shields. And anybody who know me know I rock with the Charlos. I rocks with the Charlos heavy. I like them guys. But I disagree with Ronnie Shields. Jermall Charlo does have to fight David Benevidez. And I think that Ronnie Shields is his statements is wrong for saying that David Benavidez doesn't bring anything to the table. Um, he was being interviewed and he said, well, let's take a listen.
Um, we've seen a lot of talk lately about a potential, well, us fight fans want that potential fight with David Benavidez. And you chuckle. What do you make of that potential matchup?
Well, I think right now it's just all talk. Fighters are gonna do that. They're gonna, everybody want to fight everybody, which is okay. But but if you're being realistic, I don't see the fight happening anytime soon. Benavidez doesn't bring anything to the table right now. So he doesn't have a belt. If he had a belt, that'd be easy for Jermall to move up to fight him at 168. But if he wants to come down to 160 and fight him, no problem.
And that's a
Okay. So he said if Benavidez want to come down to 160 and fight him, it's no problem. So why is it no problem for Benavidez to come down to 160 to fight Jermall, but it don't make sense for Jermall to go up to 168 to fight Benavidez because he doesn't have a belt? No, I think y'all say it doesn't mean nothing. Well, y'all want him to come down to, y'all want Benavidez to come down to 160 because he would probably have trouble making the weight. Maybe. I'm not saying that he would, but that would play into the advantages of Jermall Charlo and Ronnie Shields. But it wouldn't be a problem for Jermall to go up to 168, especially if he wants to fight Canelo. He said he want to fight Canelo. Everybody want to fight Canelo. Everybody. He just shafted Caleb Plant. He said Andrade is boring. He did say he wanted to fight Charlo at some point. When? Who knows? But to be honest, I think that, and this is just my opinion, I think that one of the reasons that Ronnie Shields is probably saying that there's no point in Jermall Charlo fighting David Benavidez, because I think deep down inside that Ronnie Shields is worried that David Benavidez could possibly stop Jermall Charlo. He's big enough and he's strong enough. And again, like I said, y'all know me, I rock with the Charlos, but at Rashawn's About Time Boxing, I said, listen, you got to tell the truth. You got to straight shoot. And I'm telling you, this is what I'm getting from it. Especially after Charlo's performance against Montiel. And if I'm not mistaken, Montiel and Benavidez got the same manager. And if they saw he was having trouble at 160 with Montiel, he'd go up to 68 and fight a bigger Benavidez. And anybody see David Benavidez fight, he relentless. He don't let up. He gonna give you everything he got. And I think there's a lot of other boxing critics out there that feel like too, look, after that performance against Montiel, man, if he fight Benavidez, that might not be a good look for him. And I'm just keeping it a bean. I'm keeping it 100. Straight up. So, but they do need to fight though. That is a fight that needs to happen. I disagree with Ronnie Shields. I believe that that fight is great for boxing, especially if either one of those guys want a shot at fighting Canelo. Just because David Benavidez doesn't have a belt does not mean that it's worthless for Jermall Charlo to go up to 160. Okay, so what if Canelo said, okay, Jermall Charlo and David Benavidez, let them fight, and the winner of that fight, I'm gonna get him a title shot. Then y'all gonna be like, okay, yeah, let's make the fight happen. Y'all been talking about making a fight happen with Benevidez for a minute. And I'm not gonna lie, I want to see that fight. You know, and a lot of people was like, yo, Charlo, you know, like he beat Montiel, you know, but you know, he was throwing everything at him, and Montiel was still right there. So people are wondering, what is he going to do against a much bigger and a much stronger David Benavidez? Benavidez still in his 20s, man. I think he like, what, 25, 26? Charlo in his 30s. 31, I think, or something like that. So, what do y'all think? You know what I mean? Like, do y'all think that the fight between Jermall Charlo and David Benavidez is a necessary? Do y'all think it's good for boxing? Do y'all think it needs to happen? Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, leave the comments, let me know. I think that the fight needs to happen. Yes, I think it's a necessary. And yes, I think it is great for boxing. And especially if both of those guys want, again, if both of those guys want, everybody at 160, 68, everybody want to fight Canelo. Everybody wants to. You even got people at 47 talking about that. 54, I'll come up to fight Canelo. Everybody chasing sentiment. But y'all guys are right there, 160, 168. How y'all think Jermall Charlo would do at 68? Do y'all think he would be stronger, or do y'all think by putting on those 8 extra pounds to slow him down? And because most of the people that Ronnie Shields train anyway, they don't really have, unless you already have power. I don't think that's one of Ronnie Shields' strong suit, is like being able to show the fighters, you know what I mean, how to shift their power. Because you gotta remember, he trained Rocky Juarez, I think his name was Rocky Juarez, he could just come at you fighting. Juan Diaz, the baby bull, Juan just was relentless, come at you, a bunch of combinations, bunch of punches, flat-footed though. A lot of his fighters are flat-footed too. A lot of people that he trained, a lot of them are flat-footed. I know he trained Evander Holyfield, but Evander Holyfield could already box. He was a good boxer. He had good footwork and all that type of stuff. He could, Holyfield could move, and he had good combinations and all that. You know what I mean? So, but a lot of the people that Ronnie Shields trained, a lot of them, I mean, am I wrong? I mean, please, leave the comments, and, correct me, where I'm wrong if y'all think I'm wrong. But, like a lot of people that he trained, like I said, Juan Diaz, and, that's why Jermall left. Remember, he used to train both the Charlos. Jermall left. And Jermall don't really box like that. He don't really box. He's flat-footed. Walk to you, try to bully you around, get his punches off, and he got somewhat good defense. But that's how Ronnie Shields trained a lot of his fighters. Come forward, like, So I mean, like I said, what do y'all think, man? Leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. David Benavidez versus Jermall Charlo, 160 or 168? I say 168, especially, like I said, they both want to fight Canelo. So what's the point in Benavidez coming down to 160 to fight Charlo, and then it don't make sense. Especially if Charlo want to fight against Canelo, he's gonna have to go up to 68 anyway. So it doesn't matter that David Benevidez doesn't have a belt. That's still an action-packed fight that's good for boxing, and it needs to happen. And you have people now saying that, hey, is Jermall ducking David Benevidez? Is Ronnie Shields protecting Jermall Charlo because he know Jermall didn't really do too good in his fight against Montiel? And now that other fighters see things that they feel like can be exploited, in Jermall Charlo, with his fight with Montiel, because Montiel was catching him with some shots too. So you got to think, if Benevidez was the one throwing them punches, what would the outcome be? We seen Benevidez, get dropped before and get right back up though. We seen that. We know he can take it, but we know he can give it too. And again, like I said, I'm not saying that Jermall Charlo can't. He's not the champ for nothing. Okay? He's not undefeated for nothing. But I do think that there's some concern from Ronnie Shields, and that's why now he's diverting, the whole conversation about Benevidez and Charlo, saying, there's no point in him fighting. There's no belt involved. Yeah, but there's other things at stake. Legacy, one. Position to fight Canelo. The winner of that fight could potentially be, be next in, like, not next in line, but could be, could be closer to getting a shot with Canelo. And again, like I said, so if they said that, okay, if Canelo said, I'll fight the winner of Benevidez Charlo, so was y'all gonna haggle and argue about the weight? It's obvious the fight would be at 68 against Canelo anyway, so Benevidez shouldn't have to go down to 160. Charlo should go up to 68. Period. And if you chasing Canelo anyway, you're gonna have to go up there. So you're gonna have to fight somebody up there. So, but I would like to see that fight happen now, not later. What do y'all think? David Benevidez versus Jermall Charlo. Y'all want to see that fight happen now or later? Do y'all think it's good for boxing or not? What do y'all think is at stake? Do y'all agree with Ronnie Shields? I don't agree with Ronnie Shields. I don't agree with you, Ronnie. Is Ronnie Shields saying this now because is he really trying to protect Jermall Charlo in some kind of way now? Try to keep him away from that fight? Do you think Ronnie Shields know that fight is dangerous? Because it's a dangerous fight. I don't care how you cut it, slice it, or put it. That is a dangerous fight for Jermall Charlo. It's a dangerous fight. So let me know what y'all think. Subscribe, like, comment, pass the word about Rashawn's Bout Time Boxing.